When TPMA puts together strategic plans, we really kind of focus on using it as a tool to kind of provide the direction for your organization for the next 2, maybe 3, 4 years. And part of that strategic planning process is really trying to identify the key activities and labor market trends in the region. So these things can really focus on, what are some of your emerging demographics, industries, occupations, but then also kind of on the flip side, where's the capacity needed to really make sure that we are identifying what the educational and training needs are for those in-demand and emerging occupations. So part of the strategic planning process is collecting a lot of that data, both quantitative and qualitative, and then building out your targeted goals, who are your key stakeholders to really help kind of achieve and carry those actions across the finish line. What are those implementation actions? So what are necessary to really achieve the goals? And then, what are our metrics for success and what's the timeline look like for a lot of that stuff? So we'll kind of get into this here a little bit more, but kind of questions to consider when you're building out a strategic planning process. What does it mean to address the issues in your region? What are some of the best way to create some of the meaningful connections among partners? I think sometimes it gets lost on strategic planning purposes that this is a real great opportunity to really get everybody around the table and really kind of hash out ideas and look at the data, quite frankly. Sometimes when we come into an organization or to a table to really kind of talk about the data that we're collecting, we're looking at it anecdotally sometimes, but I think having those folks in the room really kind of helps steer the conversation as to, these are kind of the high priorities that the data is telling us, or maybe this is kind of something that's historically been happening. It's not real huge for concern right now. So really trying to get those partners to the table to express, what their insights are and how we can move forward. And then also just making sure that we use our assets and strategies in the region. We hear quite a bit, the region sometimes has its own best practices. So I think sometimes if you bring out those secrets from the backyard and share with what's happening and how partners and individual organizations are doing things to leverage the data, bringing all that kind of activity to the forefront is going to be really important, really valuable for strategic planning process.